Welcome to MagiReco News. I'm MagiReco. I'm way too happy to think about an intro gag, so let's just get to our top story. It's beautiful. It's actually beautiful. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. There's the news, okay, and the first bit of news is apparently there's an autumn bag that has a bunch of limited characters. I think not just limited, but limited and unlimited characters that were released in the fall season the last few years for some reason. So it's a bag for 300 paid gems. I think it's paid gems. It should be paid gems. Which gives you a 10 roll, a bunch of other stuff, and a ticket. And with this ticket, you can select between the following characters. You have Nagisa, the regular Nagisa, okay, guys? So don't worry about that. You have Yachiyo and Mifuyu, the origin version. I mean, there's another version. It's Yachiyo and Mifuyu, basically. Then you also have Sakura Kyoko. You have Karin. You have Tsukuyo. That's Tsukuyo, right? Yeah, okay. I'm checking to make sure that's Tsukuyo right here. This is Shizuka. Right here, Shizuka, and we have Jun. These are all the units that are in here. So if you want any of these, you can select them, and you get one of them. So is that worth it for 300 paid gems? I mean, you get a 10 roll ticket, and you get this ticket, which you allow. And I think this is a selection, so you can select one of these. Yeah, sounds about right. If you're one of the persons who spends some money on the game, even if you're just a dolphin, this seems like an okay deal, in my opinion. But now we get to the important stuff. Oh my god. Guys, it's here. It's Alina and Karin. I've been waiting for this so long, and I might not even roll for this. No, actually, I'm gonna roll for this. Of course, I'm gonna roll for this. Exactly, Karin. How can I not roll for this? Right? Of course, I'm gonna roll for it. What did you guys think was gonna happen? I'm gonna say like, oh, no, I'm gonna roll for it. Of course, I'm gonna roll for them. I have like 300 rolls or something on my main account, so yay. So it's Karin and Alina, Elohim version, Alina and Karin. The order doesn't matter, guys. Being like, oh, it's not ALIKARI, it's Kari. Like, come on, guys. As if the order fucking matters. So you have the ALIKARI unit right here. They're apparently doing some Halloween stuff. I mean, mostly Karin is doing Halloween stuff, and Alina is just being along for the ride because, of course she is. Like, you can't have a Karin without an Alina. And I mean, in the main story, you literally can't have a Karin without an Alina because they've been together for like the last 5 or so main story chapters, so it's only a matter of time before they actually get their unit they deserve. There's only one ship in the game now that I think should have gotten a duo by now, but somehow still hasn't, and that's Masura and Kokoro. But they're gonna get one soon. I can feel it. They're probably gonna get one for Christmas. Like, who knows? They're gonna have to get one. They've been marketed so much in my report, for example. So yeah. Gun, the artist for Kokoro, is drawing Kokoro with big tits all the time. Don't go to that Twitter, it's not safe for work, but it's there, okay? The desire for Masura and Kokoro is there. Let me put it this way, okay? The desire is there. But back to the important unit, back to what we all came here for, ALIKARI. Oh. What do they actually do? They're attack focused, they're a magic character. They have 3 Excel discs because, of course, a good magic character should, of course, have 3 Excel discs. The connect gives damage up, and it gives addict killer, so damage up against targets inflicted with status aimants, blah blah. And of course, it also guarantees dazzle because, of course, addict killer by itself it can be kind of pointless, so it also does guaranteed dazzle. That's pretty good. The Magia is 5 random targets, attribute strength and damage. Attribute strength and damage means this is going to be a great unit for whenever the forest Kimochi comes around again. Oh, nice. And it also gives Magia damage up, and fire attack up to self. Sadly, only for self, and I assume it's also going to be to self on Doppel as well. But on Doppel, it's going to be at least for 5 turns, I assume. And even if it really is just to self on Doppel as well for 5 turns, that's a pretty good fucking buff. I mean, not every character has to buff other characters. You can have characters that just get buffed by other characters and then smack that damage down. And they're going to be the people to smack that damage down. Amazing. What else do they have? Active, I think dazzles a target and also gives fire attack up to self for 3 turns. Cool. Sadly, the dazzle only lasts 1 turn, but at least it's something to rev up the damage. So if you have an enemy and you want to fire that Magia or that Doppel against that enemy, it would be nice to make use of your addict killer, but maybe you can't make use of your addict killer. And by the way, I assume they have addict killer as their SE, but it doesn't show here. It doesn't show here, but I assume they have addict killer as passive SE. So you can, before you fire off that Doppel, you can throw down that dazzle on the active to put it on the enemy immediately, and you don't have to worry about putting it on the enemy with connect. But if you don't have it ready for some reason, you can then just connect with someone and then use Doppel afterwards. However, and I do need to mention this, when it comes to a unit like this that is focused on ailments, I'm going to go into this more in depth during the actual how good our ALIKARI company, I'm going to actually make that video, is that currently ailments are kind of terrible and kind of useless against enemies with multiple tiles just because of how the ailment mechanics work. But against multi-tile bosses, ailments are kind of fucking useless, but against enemies with very few tiles or only one tile, they're of course as good as you would think they are. Then what else do they have? They have MP start up, like fast mana up, which means they start the battle with 15% MP, which is like 22.5 if you have doppel unlocked. Awesome. They also get, for some reason it shows here that doppel adapt, every single character in the game gets doppel adapt. Why does it show right here? I mean, it has better numbers than other characters doppel adapt on the doppel, but it's kind of weird that they show it here, something that everyone gets. Okay, I mean, yeah, it's stronger, but eh. And they also have anti-Magia seal, so they can't be Magia seal on here. Why are these two SEs showing here? Are they hiding SEs? Are the developers hiding SEs from us? Because there's no way, there's no other good SE nodes on that character. They must have other amazing SE nodes, so I'm certain they're hiding something from us. I assume they have something like Dazzle on attack, and I assume they have something like Addict Killer, like 20% Addict Killer passively. Something along those lines probably is what I would assume. But yeah, oh look at that. Isn't that good? Oh my god. So what does it do? It gives 15% damage up and 15% attack up, which overall is pretty darn good. It's about, like, budget-wise, like there's a certain amount of budget that you can give a Memoria. Budget-wise, it's a total of 30% of some damage modifier, which is good, but they're spread out between 15% damage up and 15% attack up, which in my opinion is totally fine. It's totally good. It's going to be a great Memoria, and on top of that you get Curse Immunity. Cool. Some people say, oh, because of the Curse Immunity, these other two aren't stronger. Like, if it wasn't Curse Immunity, then there would be more budget allocated to these other two effects. But these other two effects are already summing up to 30%, which is pretty darn good, so I don't think much of the budget was given for the Curse Immunity at all. So overall, still pretty good Memoria. And then we have down here, this one gives like Exile up for 3 turns, which, whatever, dude. Which actually is useful to me, because I literally don't have any good Exile Memorias. I literally don't. If you've guys been watching my 100 Evils fights, I spend like half an hour before every 100 Evils just trying to find any good Exile Memoria. So hey, maybe put on a 3-star. Awesome. And yes, I do select Exile Memorias whenever there's like a choose your Memoria gacha, and I never fucking get any. Moving on, the event. Of course, they have an event where apparently it's Halloween again. Who could have guessed? It's Halloween again, and Karin is putting on another Halloween show. Oh my god, who could have guessed? Because that's what has been happening the last 4 years too. But yeah, Halloween is here again. Karin is putting on another Halloween show, and this time, Alina is not gonna just do the costumes. This time, Alina is not gonna just hang around. This time, Alina is gonna be right in the middle together with Karin doing Halloween stuff, and it's gonna be amazing. Of course, Karin has the Pumpkin King, or the Pumpkin, get it? Get up, while Alina is basically a corpse bride, as you would expect, like very much about death, because that's sort of a thing. So she has the corpse bride look going, and yeah, apparently the event, what is the event even called? Something like Alina, please be nice, or something. I think that's actually what the event is called, at least a subtitle, because Japanese events have like a title and then a subtitle, and the subtitle is something like Alina senpai, please be nice, or something. So maybe it's final time for Alina to warm up more to other people, not just to Karin. She's already a very nice person to Karin, but maybe warm up in general. Wouldn't that be nice? And I think the title, not the subtitle, but the title is something like Dream Halloween Fest. I don't know, some people have said that maybe it's possible that this actually, because you see the moon at the top right of this is actually the moon of Hotaru's dream. So some people say this is actually playing within a dream. Which doesn't mean that the entire story is useless, because we just had a story where everything is in a dream, the Hotaru story. But yeah, it's more like dream logic, where not dream logic, like more like alternate world logic, where if you die in the dream, you die in real life. Maybe not something like that, but it's still a story that actually matters to these characters, and is gonna hopefully maybe even bring a change to Alina. Oh my god, wouldn't that be amazing? Apparently in this Memoria, she's like begrudgingly making friends with Mocha. So that's gonna be fun. Apparently, some of the text in here says it's gonna have a comedic tone. So I don't mind that. Give me some fun. Give me some comedy. Karin has some good comedy in her. But what's the event actually itself? It's a boss type event. In case it has been too long for you guys to remember what a boss type event is, it's basically like the turret events where you have a big map and you go from node to node on the map, and then you have to fight a boss every now and then. They have like 8 big bosses. After you defeat the 8 big bosses, you get something to defeat the final big boss. And it's going to be spread up into 2 parts. And the first part is going to be unlocked on the 29th, and the second part is going to be unlocked some other day, a few days later. I don't know when. But yeah, it doesn't say anywhere here. No, on the 5th, so like almost a week later, we're gonna get actually exactly a week later, we're gonna get the second part. There's gonna be a background with actual background music, its own background music, nice. There's going to be costumes, however, only a rerun of the old Halloween costumes. There's not going to be new Halloween costumes. Kind of sad, but at least if you missed some of the older Halloween costumes like Kako, Felicia, Ayame, some of those ones, you get to get those ones again. Nice. So yeah, this is ALIKARI. How happy am I? Very. Thank you guys for watching. Hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and I'll see you guys next time.